I was wondering. So I think it's been like 2 years of me dropping ASMR consistently, having this today. I don't know when I last took a break. It's been a while. I'm thinking it's been like 2 years, or at least close to 2 years. I don't know. But I was wondering if it's possible to get to a point where I can release music in the same way, just always going and never stopping. That'd be amazing. Some people say quality over quantity, but you have to understand this is my craft. And with your craft, you want to hone your craft. And you do that by showing up and practicing every day. So, I'm just one of those artists that when I make something, I want people to hear it. Some artists just sit on a lot of unreleased music. That's not me. I have more. My philosophy is like, someone will like it, someone will appreciate it. Just put it out. I don't like sitting on music. And my rule of thumb is if I like it, I'll put it out. If I think it's good enough, I'll put it out. So it's rare that I make something and I'm like, don't do this, don't release this. I'm usually vibing to it, and that's why I put it out. I've had a few songs in the past that, I've made them and then I was like, no, I can't release this. I've had a few songs like that. But yeah, man, it's just about having fun. It's not about taking it too seriously. You don't bat 1,000. You might have some misses here and there. But the point is that you're being consistent and you're enjoying yourself. It's about the journey, not the destination, as they say. So for me, it'd be amazing if I can get myself to a point where like making music is like breathing. It's just a daily thing that I do. With ASMR, I don't have to think too much when I'm making ASMR, It doesn't require that much mental energy. I mean, with my style of videos and the rambles I get into sometimes, I'll be discussing some hefty topics and sometimes I do research and all this sort of stuff. So, yeah, but it doesn't compare to like making a song. The mental effort required for that. And yeah, it takes hours. So it's a bit strenuous putting music out every day. But I enjoy it, and it'd be amazing if I can just do this indefinitely, just perpetually into the future. I might have some breaks here and there, of course. Things come up, but it'd be nice for the rest of my life if I could just maintain this routine. I think I'd improve so much as well over time. And like I said, was it yesterday's video? I think it was yesterday's video. Because I have so much, God willing, I have so much time ahead of myself. I really have a lot of time to improve, to make adjustments, all that sort of stuff. So by the time I'm 35, which is like 10 years from now, May 1st I turn 25, what am I saying? May 1st I turn 25, so from then onwards, 10 years, so 2035, who knows how much I would have improved at 2035, and I'll be 35, I'll still be relatively young, so I still have so much more time to still improve, and it's exciting to think about. I just have to pray that the Lord blesses me with more years, more time. But yeah, that's my focus. So for the quality over quantity crowd, yeah, you have to understand the mindset is different over here. I also think a lot of artists that say quality over quantity they're just looking for an excuse not to work, to be honest. Because again, like when you talk about professionals, I'm not including myself in this. I think professionals like someone who does this for a living. But like when you talk about the people that do this at the highest level, it's every day for them. They're always in the studio. They're recording while they're on tour. Like it never ends. The difference is, okay, I'll be honest. I don't know if people are making songs every day, especially like when you're handling the whole process yourself. That might be rare, but they still think like they're still working on their craft every day. They're still doing things to improve every day. And yeah, that's my kind of perspective on it. It's like this is practice. This is me trying out different things, working on my writing, working on my production, working on every aspect of my music making. So yeah, I want to get to a point where I do what I do with this ASMR channel and just release non-stop. It also helps that I enjoy releasing ASMR, so I think I should get... I do enjoy making music. It's just sometimes... yeah, because of the mental energy required, it does leave me feeling exhausted. But I do think there are inefficiencies in my process that I could iron out to make it more enjoyable. But if I can figure that stuff out, little things I do that are stupid, like recording when I already have the right take, but I'm too much of a perfectionist, and I'll be like, you need to record again, But like, take 3 was fine, but now I'm on take 10. It's like, stuff like that is like, really what holds me back. So maybe I should get better at that. But yeah, I was just thinking about that. I'll put it on the book, by the way. The book it's going well. Started writing a scene that I'm excited to explore. I only wrote 400 words yesterday. Yesterday there was an issue with the water. So the water had been turned off temporarily, but my mom had left her tap on. So the house, me and my brother didn't realize that the house had gotten flooded. I looked down and saw just water all over my room. I'm like, oh my god, what? So we spent a lot of time mopping, draining the mops into buckets, and we spent hours doing that. Eventually we got all the water out. So I didn't have much time to write things today, but I still managed to squeeze out 400 words. So today I think I can finish the chapter I started, because it wasn't a new chapter. What am I saying? It's a chapter segment. So all my chapters are divided into segments. It makes it more digestible, and I do it that way because each chapter tends to follow a particular character's perspective. So these chapters tend to be long because you're following this character's particular journey at a particular point. So I think some of my chapters are like 10,000 words, but they're split into segments. So you can read a segment and then the next day read the next one, so on and so forth. You don't have to read it all in one go. But yeah, I started a segment yesterday. I think I could finish it today. We'll see. We'll see. I was learning about how I don't want to say most, I don't know. Statisticians observed that a lot of men tend to hit their financial stride in their mid-30s. You know, sometimes there's pressure. If you're a young dude and maybe you're looking around and you're seeing other young men who are maybe buying cars, buying houses. That's the thing I've noticed, not just with men, but with girls too. It's like people just buying houses. I'm like, how are y'all doing this? But also, I think I have opinions that I don't think it's wise to just be out here taking out loans to buy houses when you're still very young and you can afford, like you can live with your parents. That's an option for you, all that sort of stuff. Because these loans, a lot of the time, they have high interest and they're very hefty loans that you're going to be paying off for a very, very long time. And you're not, you're still young, right? You still have room to grow. You still have, you can still maximize your financial capabilities. So taking on debt when you're still figuring things out, that amount of debt is risky because a lot of people get set back by that. Some people it sets them back so much. So I don't know if I'd do that, me personally. But that's just me. And I think a lot of guys might look around and see people making progress, making big purchases, and thinking I'm behind a lot. And when I learned, and I try not to compare myself too much to other people. I just try to mind my business and do my own thing. But I do find myself like wondering, like, am I moving fast enough? Am I where I need to be? Like, what else should I be doing? All that sort of stuff. But when I learned about how it's actually very normal for dudes to start, becoming financially stable, being able to support a family around their mid-30s, it kind of takes the weight off your shoulders. Like, okay, I have time, I still have time. Almost 25, and if you use that timeline, you still have 10 years to figure things out, at least at the pace that a lot of people are figuring things out. Most people my age are the rate at which most people my age are figuring things out. I don't know most, but many. So, if you're a young lady, I think those are the guys you really be looking for. If you're blessed with the opportunity, if you can meet a guy in his mid-30s, if you're like 20, 21, 22, 23, whatever, in your early 20s, if you can find a guy in his mid-30s who is financially stable, they tend to have a lot of things figured out. You never have everything figured out. You never 100% secure in everything, but you tend to have a lot of things figured out by that point. So if you're a young lady, that's the sweet spot. That's not to say you reject dudes your age. You don't give them a chance. But if you come across a man in his mid-30s who's doing well for himself and he's just in that zone, in that mode of like, I'm ready to start a family, I'm ready to commit, I'm not trying to fool around. That's gold right there. I recommend you jump for that and don't listen to these people that say it's weird. Oh, look at the age gap. These people are silly. This has been, like older men have always gone for younger girls. That's that's as old as humanity is, and there's nothing inherently wrong with that. I think in the case of two adults, she's in her early 20s, he's in his 30s, whatever. That's completely within bounds, and not only would I say is it okay, I'd say it's actually optimal. It actually makes so much sense because women tend to be their most fertile from age 20 to 25. This is what has been observed, generally speaking. 20 to 25 is peak fertility for most women. And that's something a lot of guys think about. It's like, So if you think about a man who's like 30, he's 35, he's okay, he's ready to settle down, he's doing well for himself financially, he wants to have children, he wants to start a family. These are things he thinks about. It's like, can she give me the family I want? So he might go for a younger girl. So that 20 to 25 age range is ideal. So, if he is doing well for himself, he's well integrated, he's well rounded, he's probably going to have options. So, yeah. There's nothing wrong with taking that chance, taking that opportunity. For me, that's probably the route I'll end up taking as well. I mean, you never know how things will go. Still fairly young, still have time, so I'm not opposed to meeting someone my age, but yeah, I'm just in the zone of like minding my business, just trying my best to maximize my financial capabilities, potential. So, I'm not really in meeting people mode. Every time I meet someone, it's kind of by accident. So, it's like, I think I'll really get serious about meeting someone once I do reach that point at which I feel like I can afford to take care of it. I can afford to facilitate, to support the lifestyle that I want for my family. So I've talked about how I would like my wife to stay at home and homeschool my children, all that sort of stuff. It's expensive, man. It's very expensive. It's not as expensive as people think it is. There are workarounds, especially if you pick wisely in terms of where you live and you limit your luxuries and stuff. It's actually very affordable for more people than you'd assume if you just structure your spending appropriately. But yeah, I definitely want to. Yeah, you definitely do have to be earning a decent amount of money to afford that lifestyle. So it's like, I feel like when I reach that point, that's when I'll become really serious about finding someone, because I'll feel like I'm good for it. But if I meet someone along the way, we can make that work too. It's just in terms of like what I'm working towards, that structure where I, eventually reach my mid-30s and then start to become serious about finding someone. That's what I'm working towards. And yeah, you just find someone younger. Bob's your uncle. Bob's your uncle. So that's kind of where my head is at when it comes to all that. I remember like talking to this girl, and she's dated older guys before. She was telling me that at some point age really just does become a number. She was saying, because she's like what? So maybe when she was around 25, 26, she's dated guys in their 40s. I think she dated one guy in his 40s. But she's typically dated like older men. So guys in their 30s, maybe like one in his 40s. But she was saying like, even with a guy in his 40s, she was saying the age thing wasn't really relevant just because you don't feel it. She was saying like you always think that because someone's like older, like they're just like super wise and they have everything figured out and whatnot. But she was saying that's not the case. Like you're still confused about a lot of things. You're still figuring a lot of things out, and you're still very relatable in many ways. Obviously, you might have financial stability and all these sort of things, but there's no magical number. There's no magical age you reach where you're just like super zen and chill and like everything just makes sense. You can still very much be confused about a lot of things, and also just your vibe can still. Like, there are a lot of people that would be like 40 something and they'll say I still feel the same way I felt when I was 20 something. Like not much has changed. It's like I'm still me. It's just my body's getting older. So that's something to think about as well. It's a weird thing, aging. I don't think it's natural. I don't think humans were ever meant to die. Yeah, that's my belief. Especially as a Christian, like I don't think we're ever meant to die. I think it's a very unnatural thing. So, youth is in the mind for sure. You can be 50, 60, 70, still be youthful mind, still be yourself, still have your interests, your quirks, still be fun to be around. I think a lot of people, aging is a mental thing, and people just start acting old. It's just doing sort of dumb old people stuff, but it's like, you don't have to do that. Like, yeah, if you just think about your typical old people behaviors, all of a sudden just becoming super grumpy, not liking things. And sometimes it's also a representation of that cultural shifts. The things you grew up on aren't around anymore, so maybe you don't like the new stuff that's around. But a lot of the time, it's just like a rigid mentality that you develop as you age, and you just, I'm just getting older. I guess it's not that you don't have to be that way. Some old people are really cool, really easygoing, and I think it's just about maintaining a flexible mindset. I think getting old is really in the mind, for sure. I wonder like what type of 70-year-old I'm gonna be. I always think about that. What? How am I going to be at age 75? It's so odd to think about. I can't even imagine myself that old. What do I look like? What do my life look like? Who knows, man? God willing, it looks good. I hope it looks good. But yeah, I'm hoping I'm still making music. I'm hoping I'm still writing, still doing a whole bunch of things, still active, still married. Oh my God, I'm still married. Oh jeez. Yeah, nah. I believe I will be. In Jesus' name, I'll be still married at age 75. Happy to be married. It's the same woman I married when I was young. No second marriage or anything like that. I have faith I'll be happy. But yeah, like I said, right now it's just about the phase I'm in right now. Is just minding my business and working on me. Bro, you just hear stories of the drama guys are getting into. It's like, a lot of this stuff is unnecessary, guys. You don't have to be getting spun around in this crazy dating world. You can really just focus on yourself and put yourself in the best possible position to find someone at a later stage. It requires patience, but it's worth it. I don't think it's worth it to be involved in a lot of the messes we see today. Bro, people are messy, man. Things we see and hear about. Oh, I'm trying to stay out of the way. Y'all can have that. I'll be over here figuring things out. And it also gives me time. It gives me a lot of time to find the right person. Because we're not rushing, you're not just hopping into things haphazardly. You give yourself time to find the right person. I want to travel, meet people from different parts of the world. I don't want to just get into relationships consistently and break up and get into a new one. I don't want to do that either. I just, meet someone and see if we're compatible. If we're not, I move on. I don't latch onto it. I don't get into a relationship unnecessarily. I don't want to get my heart broken a bunch of times either. I think that's the thing that sometimes we've normalized. I remember like watching a video and they're asking this mom about like what's one thing you're concerned about for your daughter's future, or like one thing that she has to face that that she can't avoid, and it's just sad, and you're just sad about that. And she said, "Oh, she's gonna get her heart broken one day," and I was like, "Why is that like inevitable? Why do people make that sound like it's just something like?" Look, I've never been in love. I've been involved with girls, but never like to the point where I feel like I'm in love. I don't even know what that feels like. I felt strongly about someone, but I don't know if that's love. Especially when people describe what being in love really feels like. I don't think I've come close to that, but regardless, people might say you don't know what you're talking about because you're inexperienced. I don't think heartbreak is inevitable. And some people will say the exact, in fact, some people get married young and stay married, so they don't know what it's like to break up with someone. So not everyone's experiencing heartbreak in that sense of like a split. You've been dumped, or you're separated from someone you were very close to, and you never be together again. Like some people don't know what that's like. So I don't know if heartbreak is inevitable. And as a mom, just projecting that onto your daughter as well, being like, oh, she's gonna get it. She will get heartbroken one day and it's sad, and she has to face that reality. I'm like, what? I'll never tell my daughters that. I'll be like, yo, like, if you play your cards right, you can find someone pretty early on and be happy with them. Your relationship might have challenges, but you'll be happy, and you won't have to deal with the trauma a lot of people are dealing with. So yeah, I don't know if heartbreak is inevitable. I reject that premise. I think it doesn't have to be that way. And yeah, I don't want to just keep racking up heartbreaks. I think that does have a toll on you at some point, right? I think that does something to you. Keep getting heartbroken over and over and over again. Yeah, I think you have to go lay on someone's couch and sort those issues out before you. If you've had your heart broken a bunch of times, I do think you have to go see someone about that before you get into a committed relationship again, because I do think it can affect you in serious ways. So for me, yeah, I'm not trying to get into anything unnecessary, but I do like the idea of traveling and meeting people and just seeing, like, is this person right for me? Is that person right for me? That's basically been my life to this point. I'm someone who just doesn't commit willy-nilly, especially like as I've matured. Maybe before I was desperate to get into a relationship. I still kind of am, to be honest. But like before, it was like I'd settle for anything. But as I matured, and this is maybe around 2020, this is really a recent development. So maybe like the past 3 years, past 2-3 years, I really grown and like, yeah, I'll say like 3 years. Yeah. So now it's like I've had situations where I really do think the avenue was available for me to pursue things further and get into a committed relationship. I think feelings were mutual and there was a pathway towards us becoming exclusive, becoming official. But one thing I'm getting better at is identifying parallels, but also incongruencies, where it's like, this is going to be an issue down the line. And it'd be unwise for me to just keep going, knowing this. It'd also be selfish, because you're prioritizing your prison feelings over like the reality that you're probably not gonna work. So I don't want to waste women's time. I think women run on a tighter clock when it comes to finding someone, when it comes to getting married, when it comes to having children. Women run on a tighter clock than men do. So I always think it's selfish when men play games with girls because you're like, dude, some guys get married in their 50s and have big families at age 50 something. It's like the time horizon is different for men. So I really think men should be more considerate when it comes to these sort of things and be careful not to waste a woman's time. So for me, I always think about that. Like, am I serious about this? Do I really think this can go the distance? So yeah, there's just been like two. I'm thinking of two particular instances where there might be a third one. Yeah, there might be a third one where I just I didn't push things as far as I could have pushed them, and I think that's wise. So, but I do think in some cases I did let things drag on a bit much. But in my most recent romantic account, which is not that recent, I think it's like a few months ago, sometime last year. Yeah, sometime last year. That was the last time I was. I wouldn't say romantically involved. It never got that far, but we clearly liked each other, and she she had asked me to ask her out, which is hilarious. It was kind of awkward too. I ended up not doing it because I thought it'd be a waste of her time and a waste of mine as well. Because I knew that we're probably not gonna be the best fit for each other just because we'd had so many different encounters with each other, and I was getting a good sense of who she is and what her interests are and all that sort of stuff. So I said, my concern was that if I do take her out, it's like it almost felt like I'd cross not cross a point of no return, but you cross a line. Like you blur a line and it makes the relationship complicated. Because I knew it wasn't gonna work out, so I don't want us to then have taken that big step, knowing that it's not really there's not much there. Regardless, I really do think it's very easy to tell early on whether you're gonna get along with the person or not. That's why I said when it comes to so the whole process, meeting a girl, going out on dates, becoming an official couple, you're exclusive now, and then getting engaged and then getting married. I think all having the wedding part, that might take time depending on finances. Yeah, no. The whole process can be fit within a year. I really do believe that. So you meet a girl, start talking, start going out on dates, you become an official item, get married. All of that I think you can fit within a year easily. Because I don't think it takes that long to get to know someone, at least to get to know the essentials. You'll be getting to know them for the rest of your life. People are complicated, but when it comes to the fundamentals, when it comes to the important details, not more than a year. And that's the rule I've set for myself. It's like if I'm serious about someone, I'll make the decision early on. I won't drag things on. I've dragged things on in the past. I don't want to do that anymore. I'm getting better at it. I'm getting better. So like I said, with this last I'll say encounter I had, we didn't even make it to the first date. I made the decision that it's not gonna work. Whereas with this other girl, so before this one, we've gone out on several dates, and I think I'd known from early on that this me and her are not gonna work. A bunch of things that happened to two crazy things that, yeah, I should have known that, yeah, this is not gonna work. Crazy thing. Man, let me just. I mean, I've told this story before, but I'll tell it again. I remember like picking her up from another date, which was so crazy and disrespectful one night. And that, man, I'm so embarrassed. But you rationalize these things in your mind. Yeah, we're not exclusive yet, so it's fine if she wants to see the other guy as well. But it's like, bro, how are you having taking you out for a date with another guy and we're going to do our own thing? Are you crazy? That's again, we weren't exclusive, so it's like she can rationalize it and say, like, oh, what do you think? You're not my boyfriend. But still, man, it's like it's the. I'm not tripping, right? That's wild. That's wild. Because we're should I say romantically involved? Yeah, I mean, look, well, what do you call it when you both like each other and you're going on dates and you've acknowledged that we're going on dates, and you have me picking you up for a date with another guy? That's wild. But I didn't stop. I should have stopped. At that point, I should have been like, yeah, this is not gonna work. But I kept going. And then I took her out for dinner one time, and we had a very long conversation about a lot of things. And yeah, that particular conversation, it just shed some light on the fact that we're not gonna work. Not to say she's a bad person. I think she's actually a sweet girl, but that's just differences in opinion, man. Especially around like work ethic, stuff like that, like money, fundamental stuff like that. I was like, I don't know if we have the same mindset around these things. It might be we might end up clashing. Yeah. There are other things on top of that, but I think that conversation was just like the nail in the coffin. I was like, yeah. I promise you, I'm not being too difficult or anything like that. It was a process, guys. It was like learning a lot about it through we went on several dates, and I was building information. And once I'd learned everything, not everything, once I'd learned enough, I was like, yeah, no. But I'd learned enough a long time ago. Like I said, I picked her up from the date with another guy. She's a sweet girl, but I do think she has a couple mean streaks. She definitely has some behaviors that are questionable. So yeah, I let that go on for too long. I should have moved on and stopped wasting. I wasted a lot of time and a lot of money. Oh my gosh, I wasted a lot of money on this girl. And it sucks when you know that it's not going anywhere. When you know deep down that this is not going anywhere, but you're spending all these racks. I wasn't spending racks, but I was spending what for me is a lot of money. I was like, oh my god. Well, actually, overall, the cumulative amount, I spent racks over the course of a long period of time. I spent guap on this. Oh my gosh, bro. And it's just frustrating to think about. It's such a waste of time. That's part of the reason why I'm trying to mind my business right now, because dating is expensive. I'm the type, I like to pay. I like to just, don't worry, I'll handle it. All that sort of stuff. That's just my preference. It's my vibe. And for that reason, you have to be careful, man. I don't, you can't just be out here just constantly going on dates and whatnot. It's so expensive. I need to find a girl who doesn't drink as well, because oh my god, these drinks go pricey. I don't typically drink. Yeah, I'm not a drinker, so if I can find someone else who doesn't drink either, that'd be great. Anywho, I'm just in the mindset of working on me, and when I do find the one, I don't think it'll take that much time to identify her and commit. I really don't think it'll take that much time. I think I'll get it done in record time, and we'll be happy. But let me know what you think. The grade and there's a different kind of thing for individual actions. One, I think showing whole unique and guideline of prosperous peace, prosperity, and purpose. Thanks for blessing this person with wonderful people in life. We love them, take care of them, that's the best thing. Thanks for maintaining them. We'll be able to do the same thing. Thank you for blessing this person with love and marriage and sustain the love and marriage and make it very, very happy. Thank you for blessing this person with spirit of action so they can give thanks for wonderful things from life and giving thanks to the find peace, consider and attract even more blessings. Let your presence be found in this person's life, so Lord, your God, that you will, that you love them, you will be there for them. Let health and life and happiness over this person, everyone that care about you, man, and we pray in Jesus' name, amen.